The end of the road. Maybe we too need an IV.
Yep. Reinvigorate, recharge, re-energize the bodies, y'all.
Everything.
For sure. Welcome to Cliff Alerts. Today we're going to be talking about OWN Network's reality-based TV series, Love and Marriage, DC, Season 1, Episode number 10, the finale.
And before we get into it, we'd like to ask you if you could please like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate your assistance in growing this channel. So here we go.
Here we go.
Monique decides to hire a team to come out to the house and give everyone an IV treatment because they've been drinking the night before. Ashley decides that she had a game. One of the things she asked is about relationships. Tasha admitted that she has been with Neil.
Man, he was her first, right?
He was her first.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that Ashley then asked her whether she has only been with him, and she said no. And then Neil admitted Ashley and Quick got into this side conversation that
went sideways really quick.
Quick indicated that he had an affair when they just got together. Quick said that he had an indiscretion in the early part of their relationship.
Right.
I believe he said prior to them getting married.
Exactly, and then prior to them moving in with one another prior to marriage.
Right.
And she being Ashley, didn't take too kindly to that.
Well, Ashley said that she did not know about it.
Right, because it blindsided her.
It blindsided her.
Right.
She was embarrassed, and it seemed like she was experiencing the disconnect she had with Quick for the first time. It seemed like it was real to her. She was shocked that this kind of situation occurred in the early stages of their relationship.
Right, mind you, this was 20
years
ago.
Right. And they weren't serious with each other. They were going a back and forth situation.
Right.
In fact, Ashley implied that at one point she was talking to someone else, and Quick was upset about that. I guess that's what she's referencing when she said she had an emotional affair. I don't know. All these backstories are not connecting for me, because 20 years ago is 20 years ago.
Exactly.
It has
Two decades.
Right. It has no relevance right now with the person you're dealing with.
Right, because they're together, they've been married, they've got kids, they've got a life together that they built.
Been going through the experience, and the people we are
not who
we were. Right. So there's an advancement, and hopefully they've grown from the teenagers, because Ashley said they were young when they got together.
Right, they've evolved, matured, and
Absolutely.
all of that.
So she was put out. She was really embarrassed. She was sending daggers to Quick, and Quick understood that he made a mistake bringing that conversation up, and he tried to fix it. But usually when you're in this deep, there's nothing you can possibly say to fix the situation.
That
because
boulder,
Ashley was pissed off.
That boulder that you referenced caused an avalanche because it picked up more stones along the way going downhill, and Quick was running.
And then Ashley clapped back, saying that she got her lick in too.
Yeah.
Now, when she said it, it seemed to me like she was indicating that she too had an outside affair at that time, 20 plus years ago.
That's kind of how I took it as well.
So it was just, people were looking at them, and it was just an uncomfortable moment to see.
In front of their other friends and all at the detox weekend, the other couples, it's just kind of like an awkward position for Ashley to be in.
Well, sometimes couples weekend with other couples, there will be one or two embarrassing moments, but certainly
that was a little bit more.
That was a little bit extra.
Right? Exactly.
So we pivot to the Silvers are hosting an event for the couples, and what it is, everyone's supposed to show up as a celebrity. So Ashley and Quick showed up as Tina Turner and Ike.
I thought they got that one pretty good in terms
Yeah,
of look, you know, the look part of it.
Right. Irena and Jamie showed up as Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
And Irena was representing Beyonce because she had everything, all the what out and
She
popping.
sure did. She
was showing that piece, that boomsy, as we say.
The Jay-Z likeness was there.
I thought the Jay-Z likeness was there.
Yeah.
I thought he was on point with the chain and everything else,
Okay.
and the beanie,
right,
or whatever he had on his head.
Yeah. I thought Jamie did pretty good. He did a pretty good
but
job with that.
Irena, as usual, is gonna come with the fashion.
Yeah.
If she was there to slay, and she certainly did that.
Yeah, because that's what she does. Right?
That's what she does.
Right,
I haven't
right.
seen her hair out of place with this woman for the 10
Right,
episodes.
right.
And when they go into their confessional, they kick it up a notch. So, you know, she is the fashion plate for the season.
Right. Then we had Biggie, a.k.a. Chris Samuels.
Right. I thought that was great casting.
He had it. Yeah, he had it.
He
Glasses
had it
and all.
done,
He had the mannerisms.
His mannerisms was on point.
Chris was on point with that.
And Monique was Lil' Kim.
Yeah, with the blue wig.
The blue wig and what have you. And
Right.
they looked good.
Yeah.
But I thought the couple who had the title was Tasha and Neil. Tasha showed up as Erykah Badu.
She had Erykah Badu down.
And beloved, here's a big
Erykah Badu fan
of Erykah Badu.
No question.
And I think Neil showed up as Andre 3000.
3000, yeah.
So I thought that was, a fun thing to do.
Yes, indeed.
But they started out, Ashley was still feeling a kind of way with
She was still upset with Quick.
She was upset.
Yeah, there was the lingering effects of that.
And the question was that she asked, would you marry your spouse again?
Knowing what you know now.
Knowing what you know now.
Yeah.
And I thought it began with Monique and Chris.
I believe so.
And Chris said, oh, yes, I would marry. Monique could be difficult. She could be demanding. She could be complaining. And when he compared her to his back in the day love, his
high school sweetheart, or one of his sweethearts. Whatever.
Yeah. Yep. And Monique said, oh, you don't need to say all that. And I'm thinking, what's wrong with this sister? In the spirit of what they're doing, they're already dressed up and they're answering questions for a fun night. She won't even allow Chris to say what he said. And even after she pointed that fact out, he tried to correct it, but she was already done. A high school sweetheart. How many high school sweethearts have we had? You know what I'm saying? They're insignificant because it's a teenager kind of love, not the adult grown thing you have developed with your husband for over 10 years.
Completely agreed. And they've got their 3 children and beautiful family. It just seems like counterproductive to go back and revisit that part of it and hold on to it.
It seems it is. She's nursing some really deep hurt.
Yeah, that were unresolved, maybe.
Unresolved and
unaddressed,
again, she needs a professional to be able to dig up that stuff and burn it and move beyond that.
Yeah, and I think Chris maybe I don't want to say he was caught off guard, but maybe he was. Maybe he was a little surprised by it.
And I don't think Chris meant anything by it.
He didn't mean it intentionally, and that's the impression I got. I think he was caught off guard by her response, but at the same time, his intentions were good. They were honorable. It wasn't meant to hurt. It was just meant to share, right?
I don't think Chris has this gene to deliberately trying to embarrass or humiliate Monique in public.
I agree with that.
I agree that he needed to be checked when he told her to hush.
Right.
But this situation, as it's playing itself out, it's unwarranted for her to go in on a past high school situation, and she's here, a married woman to this man over 10 years, and she is still upset about that kind of comparison. her feelings are worthwhile. I don't think it's worthwhile in this situation because we live in the here and now. Your past girlfriends or my past boyfriends are not even valid in the situation and in the life that we are building together in the here and now.
Completely irrelevant. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? I mean, it's just I don't understand why there's any relevance.
Well, Jamie, when they got to him, the brother said quickly, "Ain't no discussion. He would marry Irina in a heartbeat." Smart brother.
That brother made a smart decision. He's like,
Because-
oh no, I'm not getting caught up in this and
Right.
going down this path.
Because
No,
you
hell
could see Monique getting tighter and
Right.
tighter as the evening goes on.
Right.
And Irina said, did she say she would marry him again?
I think so.
Yeah, I think she said even despite the issues,
Right.
that she would marry him again.
Right, and we were talking about it, and I think you had mentioned that Irina is probably reminded of her father in the form of Jamie.
Yeah,
and
because she broke down in a confessional about her father being
he was from DC.
He was from DC.
He was out there thugging, I guess, or whatever in the streets, and got caught up, and eventually went to jail, and then as a result of his time in prison, died.
Yeah.
So that's painful to her.
That must be painful.
Gotta be.
So it would appear that she still would choose that sort of character that Jamie is.
Right.
And I personally think that Jamie sometimes do not respect Irina as his wife. Sometimes I think he's a little harsh with her.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he does.
I think once they met with the energy coach.
Exactly.
He had a clear understanding. At least she brought that forward that he has some work to do.
Yep, and that's a good thing that he's at that point now.
Right, because we all have work to do in our marriage. Your marriage isn't stopped because you got married.
It's just beginning.
It's ongoing work. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's just all over the place.
Sometimes it's difficult, sometimes it's easy,
Absolutely.
or anywhere in between those two extremes.
Sometimes you have fun, sometimes you don't, sometimes you argue, sometimes you make peace and are playful with each other.
Yeah, sometimes you want to hug sometimes you want to choke somebody out like you choke me out sometimes.
Sometimes you want to punch them in the
throat, right?
But
she'll do that with a quickness, y'all.
I do not
upper body move,
I do not. Don't tell the people I punch in their throats.
I didn't say you want. I didn't say you wanted to. I said you want. You think about it. You want to. You think about doing it. I didn't say you do it.
Oh,
No.
Have mercy. Anywho.
Check out upper body move.
Then we go. Then we can punch you in the throat. Right
I know it.
Then we go. Let me keep focused. Then we go to the upset with Ashley and Silver. And Ashley said that she spent a long time building, taking responsibility for and building Silver to be who he
Quick's
is. Right.
career, right. And going all in on that.
And as a result, she had to step back, and she feels like she's invisible, that she has to do a lot of stuff by herself, and she wouldn't, if she had to do it again, she would not pour everything that she is into
And I think
Quick, because she lost herself as a result of it.
Right, and I think Quick was kind of either disappointed and or hurt by her response, but I don't think that he necessarily understood the depth of what she was saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that he understands that, Ashley has sacrificed enough for me, and a lot for me in terms of the development of not only my career for me, but also for us as a unit as well. But I didn't realize maybe that to what degree she had lost herself in that process.
Right.
Because she is obviously made comments before in previous episodes about her wanting to do other things and to kind of put those things on hold
Right.
in support of him.
It's unfortunate that they had an argument. Ashley said that no, she didn't mean that she would have an affair when she said, "Oh, I got in my licking too." She just wanted to hurt Silver because he hurt her.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of petty.
It didn't ring true. It seemed like when she said it, she meant that's what she did or will do. And then Silver went back to.
Yeah, but that's kind of petty, though, don't you think?
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
I just.
It
think-
is because if any marriage engaged in tit for tat,
Right.
you're really not on stable ground at this point.
Right. Like.
You're in a crash and burn situation.
Yeah, I remember we referenced that in another series with a couple. Put a ring on it.
Right.
Yeah.
So Quick said that he knew Ashley would be the one because a lot of people came in and out of his life for something. Their intentions were never right. And when he asked Ashley why she was with him, she said that she always wanted to be, she just wanted to be close to him.
Right, because he asked her, "Why are you here?"
Yeah.
At some point.
And he said, and she said, "I just want to be close to
And
you."
at that point, he acknowledges that was the point at which he knew that whenever he was ready, this would be the one I would marry.
She would be the
Yep,
one he
absolutely,
married.
absolutely. That was made
And
clear.
I thought that was such a powerful, tender reveal of how they actually got together. So we moved to the situation with Lil Jamie. Lil Jamie evidently was arrested.
Yeah, he caught some charges for weapons and narcotics violations. I guess.
think in 2001,
21.
2021.
21, right. And now he's got to pay the courts a visit and get this resolved, get this issue resolved. And the problem with it was how he chose to handle it. He didn't tell Jamie Sr. and Irania about this until the night before. Boy,
Damn.
you talking about
Woo!
you talking about nerve, boy.
Oh my Lord. I would have told him that, hey, you got an appointment, brother. What does that have to do with
Let me know how it works out for you. Huh?
My mother used to say, if you get into trouble, do
Get
not tell the police where you live because you have no help from me. And she was real about that. Just like,
She meant what she was saying.
don't bring no babies up in here. That's what she meant. Don't bring no babies up in here. You do not want to try me. And she had 5 of us, and trust and believe, nobody brought any babies up through there.
Up in that piece, huh?
No. Because we knew who we would be dealing with.
Oh, my goodness.
Whew. So the young man tells his parents that he has a serious court hearing, and Jamie said that the attorney got to impress on the judge how he has changed his life. He is working right now, but the case was kicked to circuit court. That's usually what happens with anything that's narcotics or
Weapons charge.
That's serious, and it belongs in circuit court.
Okay.
So this is a whole new ball game. And
The fact that he was able to get that attorney is pretty impressive.
because you're a fool if you represent yourself, and if you have some cheddar, and you're in this hard situation where it's now a federal matter, you got to
Serious.
try to get the best attorney that you can.
It's serious because there's serious consequences attached to it if things don't go your way.
Right, and as quiet as it's kept, getting an experienced attorney is the best way to go because that attorney knows people. Yeah, I hope the brother changes his life around. I hope he doesn't decide to get deep into that life because it doesn't benefit him.
He seems like he has, although it's got to be something sustained for there to be any credibility and belief, on the part of others.
So we now move to Ashley's book signing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, the reveal of her cover reveal.
Yeah.
And everyone is showing up. Of course, Miss Irina brought the fashion. I love that lame thing it was like a goddess kind of dress. I love that situation she got going on with her. Yeah. She's always gonna be tight.
She was
and she did not disappoint.
Right, and Winter actually showed up as well.
Winter showed up. I was surprised.
Does that represent progress in some way?
No, that's representing the producers trying to bring a finale together.
Okay.
That's what
What'd you say?
That's what that represents.
Okay, I got you.
Ashley's fashion was cute. She was a little Barbie dollish. Monique, I wasn't a fan of what she showed up in. I think Monique looks a little very thin to me, but that's just my. Tasha looked great in that sort of Cleopatra kind of vibe she had going on with her.
Okay.
So, and the men looked okay. Everybody's kissing, hugging, drinking, doing their thing.
Socializing.
Irina tells the people she's with that she and Jamie are going to the bathroom to take care of some little what.
Little quickie. You believe that happened?
I think that was manufactured. I think that was phony. I mean, I don't see Irina with that beautiful dress on going into the bathroom where there's so many germs. I am a germaphobe. That's the first thing I thought about.
Yeah.
Her going into the bathroom to try to get in position and brushing against walls.
Stuff being rearranged and all that kind of stuff. No, and see, that's why I asked you, because I don't think that
no. I don't think so. No.
That was something, like you said, the producers added.
That was a producer thing, because even if she had on that little panty situation going, it's still would be out of place for them to announce what they're going to be doing.
Right.
The season ended with Jamie proposing to Ashley, because she never really had a proper proposal, and he pulls out this massive ring. And Silver claimed that it was supposed to be a secret, but clearly Ashley knew what was coming. She knew. It's all good. It's a nice, big, fat, juicy ring.
The not so well kept secret, huh?
Yeah. And really, quiet as it's kept, a diamond ring that size is for you when you're ticked off with your beloved to be able to look down at it.
And forget about all the foolishness that led up to that.
The fire. At least that's what I think. So any brother know with his salt is gonna try to get something that has some fire in it. Color, cotton, clarity.
To the 3 C's, huh? Yeah,
anyway, the season ended. I was not really a big fan of Love and Marriage DC. I would give it a solid 6. I thought they repeated a whole lot of stuff that was unnecessary. And I thought Ashley and Quick and Jamie and Irina, particularly with their son Jason, were the stars of the show.
Yeah, I was a tad bit more generous in my evaluation of this season 1. I gave him maybe a 6.5, 7. I think that there were some, manufactured drama episodes and scenarios that were unfortunately too many to really leave me with a feeling of being, worth watching beyond a certain point. But,
right, and even Winter inserting herself in married folk conversation was a little bit too much. Ashley it has star quality in my mind, and also Irina with her fashions.
Yeah.
I think they can go anywhere and people would watch. Particularly the interaction between Ashley and her husband.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to see more of Irina and Jamie and how they negotiate their marriage. I just think Jamie needs to create a softer place for his wife to fall, and she doesn't have to think that he's abusing her with his words. For Chris and Monique, I just think Chris has to change up what he has been offering Monique emotionally. For 10 years, she clearly is fed up, and she's bringing too much of the issues that they have in their marriage forward. And Monique needs to start being a little more grateful and to listen. Because one thing that was clear when Chris said that he would marry her again, he said, but above all, I still choose her.
Her.
Beyond the girlfriend, the high school love, beyond you being demanding, being controlling or what have you, he said, I still choose you.
He was definitive in that instance.
He was clear about that.
He was very clear. He was very definitive, and that says something to me.
Right.
And it should say something to his wife, Monique, about where he is.
She needs to start listening more.
Exactly.
Not when he's talking, trying to gather ammunition to shoot back at him.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do. You have to learn to listen. You got to say, well, what I heard you say was. So the person knows that, okay, you're present with them and you're listening to what they're saying.
What do you think about Neil and Tasha?
Yeah, I would like to see more of them, and because they barely spent any time with them,
right.
Which is unfortunate.
Right.
Imagine you're hired to work on a series, and when you look at it in the end, you barely see any content from you. And I thought that was a disservice.
Yeah, I think that they could have had a lot more camera time, if you will.
But Terry, the energy coach, I would like to see a whole lot more of her.
Seeing Kevin, and
that was a non-starter.
Yeah.
Kevin and Winter,
right.
They can set that aside.
Yeah. Well, like I said, my grade is somewhere between 6.5 and a 7. I'm leaning towards 7.
All right. Well, we shall see the reunion next week.
Made it through.
Winter is coming back with her foolishness. We'd love to hear what you rate this show as, this season as, and if you're going to watch it again.
Scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah, the situation.
Yep.
We thank you for watching.
Yep.
Have a wonderful day. And as usual, blessings to you always.
Absolutely, y'all.
24/7 blessing.
Bye.
Bye-bye.